Hey, it's your boy Hendo, checking Hendo, coming to y'all with another video today. What we got? We got problems in the black family. We're gonna look at different perspectives on problems in the black family, and we're gonna try to do our best to come up with any solutions that we could think of. Let me know what you could think of in the comments. Let me know what you think about my solutions, and let me know if just let me know anything you got to say. Like, comment, subscribe, hype this video up. I know what you're here for. You know what you're here for. Let's not waste your time. Let's get into it.
Y'all, they out here saying black family reunions have declined by 47% since 1997 due to our elders passing on, which is Granny and Pawpaw, right? And unresolved family issues. This shit is true. Family just ain't family no more. And I'm gonna say that growing up back in the day, it did feel like a family. You've missed that feeling. It's like a nostalgia feeling. But it was also a lot of dysfunction and chaos. It was a lot of trauma. And what kept us together a lot of the times was just trauma bonding. See, I come from that era where whatever goes on in my house stays in my house. You don't talk about nothing, right? And no matter what a person did to you, yeah, that's still your family. Yeah, that's still your... No. See, I come from an era where my granny used to make them Sunday dinners and everybody would come over like soul food, right? And even though it felt like nostalgia, it is nostalgia. It's a certain smell, it's a certain taste. You miss it. But now that I'm almost 40, I see how much dysfunction and chaos was going on within my family, and I choose to opt out of it, right? It's no village no more, right? It's kind of like every man for themselves. That's what it feels like now, right? Even with raising your kids. A lot of the grandparents ain't like they used to be, right? The grandparents nowadays like, shit, I'm about to have a life too, even though they used to drop our ass off at our grandparents' house all goddamn day long. Our grandparents raised us, right? But now more so than anything, what I do see is a lot of people actually talking about those family secrets or what traumatized them or childhood trauma, and just trying to raise their kids, raise our kids, which is the younger generation now, raise them up in a way in which if it's toxic and it's hurting you, it's okay to let go. Even if it is family. Like, y'all have no idea how many people actually was showing up to family reunions and still showing up to family functions and having to see the predator that harmed them or did something to them, or be quiet because, oh, that's your cousin, that's your uncle, that's your auntie, that's your mama, that's your daddy. A lot of that toxic shit just gotta go. It has to stop. And a part of it stopping means that we have to say goodbye to a lot of these family reunions. You know, if you ask me if I miss those family reunions, the answer would be no, not really. Not as an adult. I mean, of course, with your childhood, you look back and you miss a lot of things. You miss a lot of your loved ones that's passed on. You miss that. But as far as the chaos and dysfunction, no, I opt out of that one. I'm not missing out on too much of nothing. I pass.
Truthfully, I understand where she's coming from 100%, because I have my own problems within my own family. You know what I mean? We have the whole abuser thing and people having to be around their abusers. We have the whole arguments over things. Cousins that have slept with cousins' wives. Cousins that have slept with cousins' husbands. Cousins that have, you know, a mix of things. You know what I mean? And every time my family get together, it's always a scrap. It's a good time, but somebody gonna get into it. You know what I mean? Every time. And it's a very unhealthy dynamic. A lot of us just stay away. I don't get mad at the ones who like don't come around the family. I kind of understand it. But me, I'm one of the ones who just love my family. I also want to break down some of my Negro psychology. Now look, what my Negro psychology is, I think that this all stems from slavery. Because, well, not from slavery, from desegregation, but starts from slavery. So because we were enslaved and then we were freed ourselves, or fought to free ourselves, and then got freed, we were stuck in these communities together due to safety. It wasn't safe to go live out in the bumfucking nowhere by yourself. You're probably end up hung from a tree, you know what I mean? Safety in numbers, pretty much. So black people were forced to stick together. The family was forced to stick together. Second off, our focus was more on prosperity, because we needed to prosper because we were all we had. So there was black businesses in our neighborhood. Actually, there was a lot of millionaire, billionaire black towns around America. We are truly the only ones to ever compete on that level with white Americans, to even surpass white Americans before desegregation and everything. And a lot of people don't know that, and a lot of people don't teach that, and a lot of people don't talk about that. Black Wall Street, but it wasn't the only black town, the only black rich town that there was. There was plenty of them. There was also poor areas, so we're not pretending like there wasn't no poor areas. But you had your bourgeois niggas, Negroes, as Malcolm X would call them. I don't know what that word means, but yeah. I think after desegregation, rest in peace Martin Luther King, we love him. I just think it was a bad idea. But after desegregation and we integrated with society, I feel like we less needed that. We less had that fear of living alone. You know what I mean? We more got that fear. And then on top of that, you have them redlining us and putting us all in a hectic situation. So now you have all these people who were living in a town together, but they all had their own space. You're taking them, putting them all, squeezing them all into this neighborhood. Well, they're all moving from the south to try to get to the west, and they're all moving out from the south. You're squeezing them into tiny neighborhoods and making them fight over resources. You know what I mean? And the people who were living there before, which is most likely the Jews or the Italians or whoever was the punching bag at the time, they would move right out the neighborhood as soon as the blacks moved in. Then it would become a black neighborhood. You get that with Harlem. You get that with many neighborhoods around the country. So I think with that, forced to stay in this box, I feel like we more want to push out away from each other. But then there's also that aspect of safety. We feel safer. We feel like the world is statistically, factually safer for a black man to be on his own out in the world. You can even be in an all-white town. I lived in North Dakota for a minute, you know what I mean? And be reasonably safe. Yeah, it's going to be racist. You got to deal with that. You black, you already know that. But reasonably safe. But back in 1850s, no way, no fucking way you were living there. That's not happening. You know what I mean? Even if you went to the north where they weren't racist, they would say, they still you weren't living in no white area, you know what I mean, doing your thing. It's not happening. You know what I mean? You're not living in a white suburb. It's just not happening. So I feel like this all plays a part in the reason why the black family is broken up right now. And then you also have those things on top of it, the family not dealing with the family because the police is now stepping in. But the police is racist and their job is to break up the black family. You know what I mean? That was literally their job. So when you have all these aspects playing out, it leads to the family division. You know what I mean? Because back in the day, I feel like more like your grandpa, uncles, the grandmas, the aunties, the matriarchs and the patriarchs of the family would handle the disputes of the family. You know what I mean? Just like if you had a tribe, the chief will handle the disputes. But I feel like now we put that more in the hands of the government to handle our own family disputes. We don't hold our own family court no more, which I'm not saying we need to go back to stoning motherfuckers and holding your own family justice because you don't like something somebody did. I'm not saying that, but what I'm saying is as family, we don't hold other family members accountable. Like if my sister get into it, my sister do some foul shit to your sister, yeah, and we cousins, it's like, I still love you, but I gotta take my sister's side because it's my sister. You know what I mean? Like I love her too, even though I know she was foul. It's no longer that family. Like, you know how when it was family and it's like, if we go out together, I'm riding for you no matter what. You wrong, I'm riding with you, but after I'm gonna tell you wrong, but I'm still riding with you. It's no longer like that for the whole family unit. It's more like that for the internal family unit. And I'm talking about that from my family perspective, you know what I mean? Like me, my brothers and sisters, I feel like we're close. And then I have my cousins. We all grew up together and we all were closer. But now I feel like they're closer. But they all live together. You know what I mean? Of course they talk more on the phone. Of course, it's like we don't all hold those relationships anymore as we did when we were kids. It's sad. And another thing I want to say is we just all got to try to heal from this. Like, I think the way to fix this is get your family together and come to an agreement. Start fixing these problems and mending these problems and get into these things, because we need to talk about winning financially as a family.
I'm gonna say it since y'all scared to say it, man. Black families don't get along with each other. That's why they can't stay under the same roof with each other and be family. Make it make sense. Imagine if we didn't go our separate ways when we turned 18, or didn't get put out the house when we turned 18 years old. Do you know how strong we would be? Imagine growing up with all your cousins, your niece, your nephews, grandma and granddad there. They still giving the knowledge to the youngsters that's coming up. The mamas and the daddies going to work and paying all the bills. That's generational wealth. But black people can't get along with each other. That's why they can't stay under the same roof with each other. See, that's why all these other races are ahead of us. Make it make sense. Yeah, that's what's going on. If y'all haven't realized, we all need to be staying under the same roof, raising these children and creating generational wealth. Making.
The problem is we celebrate the wrong shit. Funerals cost $5,000 to $10,000 goddamn dollars on average. Everybody pitching in, throwing a fish fry, but nobody sat down to protect the family's money before that. And then people cry when that shit disappears. But it was never protected. That ain't luck, that's negligence. I've seen it too many times. homes. Parents dying and kids left with credit card debt, loans they didn't even take out, houses tied up in probate fucking years. Meanwhile, that same parent had no problem buying sneakers, jewelry, trips, all for the flex, all for the gram, but didn't leave no knowledge or no structure behind. And this is why we stay broke generationally. It's not about hustle, it's about strategy. Transferring that wealth and that knowledge, teaching your kids how to manage that shit, showing them logic, discipline, and ownership, not just handing them a bag and saying, good luck. It's more to it than that.
Yeah, guys, financially, we need to get it together. As a family, we could be so much better, and you see it happen with other communities. They're doing it right up under our nose. But for a little bit of my Negro psychology, I think the problem is the same thing. We integrated and took on the white man's attitude of things with our own twist on it. White man is all about the materialistic world. Capitalism, that's how they keep us in this bind. That's how they keep us in this forever spin of never having that community, because you're worried about how much you can make, how much you can get. The system is built on how much you can get, bro. Literally, how much you can make. What you can do as an individual is what you get on the system, out the system. Which leads you to not want to do this for your family. You know what I mean? You're doing it for you. You're doing it to flex on your family. You know what I mean? You're doing it to show them that you look what I did. For that look what I did moment, that I did it. I said I would, I did. Nobody believed in me moment. Like, it's sick, bro. Let me perk up, because I know it sounds like I might be deflated, but it's just because thinking about my family, and I think about the things, like, we had a situation like that too. Like, my grandpa, he had money. Like, he started his own businesses, fresh out the military, did his thing, started his own businesses, had houses, had cars, had things, and all of his kids, my parents and all my cousins' parents, were just too not there to fight for it, you know what I mean? And it's sad how a family can lose everything over nothing, you know what I mean? Like, we went back down to a hole. Like, all that wealth built, all that head start built just crashes over one generation just not taking care of it. It's sad. I think it was Nate Dogg's kids I seen recently. Rest in peace to the late great Nate Dogg. But his kids were fighting over the money, and the money gonna be gone by the time they get to it. I don't remember exactly what the situation was, but they're pretty much fighting over his inheritance because he has multiple kids with multiple different women. So all the kids and their moms are all fighting for what they think is their piece. And the lawyers are just slowly, okay, another court date. Let's extend it. Let's extend it. Pay me more. You're not gonna have nothing left. You know what I mean? And that's a symbolism of what capitalism has got us. We don't have that community that a socialized society will give you. I'm not saying that socialism is where we need to go. I think we need a hybrid society, to be honest. But I think if we did have a socialism, it would breed more community, you know what I mean? It would breed more of a community within us if we were chasing more of a socialism ideal, you know what I mean? Socialism ideals, it would breed more community in us. And a lot of these people come from those type of countries, like dictatorships and socialism, to where they only have their community, you know what I mean? The whole system is completely against them and want them dead, you know what I mean? Just like ours is, but they can't overtly kill us off because it's going to be a hell of a fight. And we ain't going nowhere, you know what I mean? That's the problem. One of my ways I think we can fix this, of course, is first we have to mend the relationships that we have and be willing to trust one another. Second off, we got to be willing to build wealth. I think the reason why the Hispanic community is able to come here and build wealth is because they're coming from a worse situation. And so they know that they all got to get, you know what I mean? They're all trying to get on their feet. They're all trying to get that opportunity. You know what I mean? It's just like when I moved to North Dakota, I moved out there to work in the oil field. There's people out there who live there who's just doing nothing, you know what I mean? And then there's people who come there, grind every day. They coming home with $4,000, $6,000, $7,000 a month, you know what I mean, to go home with, and then you got 2-3 weeks off. They doing it because, you know what I mean, they come from a worse situation and they can't wait to go back home and flex on them niggas. And that's exactly how it goes when we have this capitalistic mindset in the black community. So that's the first thing we got to fix it. Second thing is passing, what he said about passing down knowledge and things like that. Like, we don't pass it down. And even with the funerals, like, we all could piece together all this money to pay for a funeral when in bad times, but why don't we piece it together in good times? Come together, and you know what I mean? Like, why don't we do it in good times? If we did that once a year, By the time we had a funeral, we would have the money to pay for 10 funerals, 10, 12, and pay for every family to buy a house and pay for, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? But another thing I wanted to say is why I got my trusty box right here with me. This is something I left for my kids, and this is something people should start doing. Like, leave your knowledge for your kids. I also leave stuff like this old book, ripped up. But every page in here is full of notes and things that I've learned that I'm gonna pass down to my kids. Also got ultrasound pictures and things like that in here of my babies. You know what I mean? But the laws that I built for myself to follow, I don't want to show out the secrets, you know what I mean? But things like that, you know what I mean? And we'll go over those laws. I'll give it out. Once I get a bigger following, it'll be worth giving it out to people who really want to get it. But plenty of things in here. Just all my court documents and all the court things I looked up for my family and family things like that. Any invention I ever thought of, sketched out, or any business idea I ever had. My old business contract is in here. Everything that I want to pass down to my kids, so they'll have something to start with. And this is something free that we all can do. This is a solution. This is something free that we all can start. Just get you one of them copy paper boxes. That's what I got, and I've had it for years. And I just put everything that I think I might want to pass down to my kids. Not every thought. You know, I'm not just every day writing something down. But when I get that urge to write something down, or when I write something that I think is beautiful, or when I think about something and I write it down, I put it in that box. So one day my kids might not. You know, it's like when we have those pictures, our parents or grandparents got those old photo books or boxes or whatever they got, and you go look through it and it's like nostalgia, or it's just like looking in the past, you know what I mean? I want them to be able to look at where my mindset was in the past and things like that. And if you have family, it will be just a free thing you can start that could pass down knowledge. Truly pass down knowledge, that physically could pass down knowledge by hand, you know what I mean? And yeah, those papers, that whole box could burn up in a house fire or something one day. But at least I made that attempt to do that for my family, you know what I mean? And they won't be starting with nothing. They can take any of those ideas, any of those inventions, build on them. They'll have something to start with. They'll have principles to start with, or something to teach their kids, or go off of, or pass down to their kids, you know what I mean? Like an heirloom. And these are things we need in the Black community that can start helping. But we also got to talk about the elders in the family, because I've seen a lot of videos about that.
I don't care what y'all say. In the Black family, it's the elderly people that be the messiest and drama-phobe ones. And then y'all be wondering why the young generation don't want to be around y'all asses. Why they don't come to none of the family events. Why they don't never want to be there with each other on Thanksgiving or Christmas. Because it's y'all messy old asses. If y'all be more positive and more spreading love like the grandparents that we had back in the day, then y'all wouldn't be having to deal with wondering why, crying at night, why the kids don't want to come around me. Because it's you. It's your drama-phobe ass. You done make all the damn children hate the damn children because you done told them some lies and shit of he say, she say shit. And then wonder why they don't want to be around each other. Wonder why they don't want to deal with each other. If y'all will learn how to be not messy and be more loving and supportive, then the family can always be together. But y'all don't want to click that in y'all head. Then you wonder why you got children don't want to be around to fuck each other. Because it's y'all. Y'all asses. Ain't nobody else but you. You did it.
I'm not gonna go too hard on my elders, but yeah, we all know. If you know, you know. I know I got them people in my family for sure. The aunties and grandmas who be competing with the other auntie. My kids did this, my kids did that. Oh, they calling you, you know your cousin, you know this, that, you know that. Yeah. That is a problem too, and y'all old ass need to chill. Y'all old ass too damn old to be gossiping like that. Yeah, you should have learned that a long time ago. Yeah, I mean, but all respect to my elders, all due respect to my elders. I don't know how to solve that problem. I think we just gotta let them go. You know what I mean? Let them pass on. I'm not wishing that they will, of course. Spend your time with your loved ones while you can. But I'm saying, I think that's just gonna go with time. You know what I mean? And it's up to the younger generation to not carry that shit on. That's the only way we can fix that problem. Let's keep going.
One of the issues not discussed often enough in regards to Black family issues is Black grandmamas. Y'all keep most of the fucking drama going, especially the ones that sit on the phone and spread each other business. You call this person to figure out what the tea is, then you call all of these 15 people to tell them the tea while getting tea from those 15 people. Then you call 15 other people. It's drama. These grandmamas is keeping a lot of the drama in the family going. They not holding nobody accountable. They're not acting like the matriarchs they're supposed to. They're not keeping no order. They are a part of the drama. Starting fires and then running away from them and then watching the whole shit just burn. When are we gonna start holding the grandmamas accountable? When?
Why is it that when a black daughter has a child and needs help, she's automatically labeled as irresponsible? Like the second she asks for help and support, now she a burden. Y'all know what they be saying, ladies. Oh, you grown now. Oh, you lay down and had the baby. You figure it out. And half the time, she ain't have support before the baby. Now, she got a baby on her hip. She barely sleeping and doing everything she can, looking for love, and all she getting is shame. And what hurts the most, y'all, is that it don't be always coming from strangers majority of the time. It be your own fucking family. These are the same people that say they love her, but watch her drown. But literally judge her when she gasps for air, needing help. Let me be very clear. Asking for help and needing help does not make you a bad mom. Being tired, being overwhelmed, needing a break does not equal and mean weakness. It just means that you're human. You can literally love your child and still need help. Literally. And you can be a good mom and still need help. To every parent out there who have grown-up children who have children, or vice versa, you have younger children who have children, helping support her with that baby does not mean that you're going to be raising the baby alone. It literally means you being there, showing up, so that she doesn't feel like she's doing it alone. Because we all know, ladies, that is the worst feeling to feel. To every black mom out there, you are not a failure. You are a fighter. And I love you. Be easy. Take care of yourself. And remember, mommies need love too. It's been real. Love y'all. Bye.
Although I will say, I'm sure a lot of these young women who are having children at a young age, I don't know if she was talking about teenage pregnancy or something like that, but if we're talking about that, a lot of it is irresponsibleness and not listening. But at the same time, it's still a fucking child, and it takes a village to raise a kid. You know what I mean? It's nothing easy. It's nothing like, you know what I mean? And just like the lady in the beginning of the video, not in this video clip, but at the beginning of this video was saying, is our mamas and daddies used to drop us off at our grandma's house too. You know what I mean? And now they want to act like I'm trying to live my life now. It's like, I see that a lot, and I hear that a lot, and I see that I know it takes a village to raise a child. Trust me, I got 7 kids who all live with me, so I know. I would never do that to my daughter. Like, I can never do that victim blaming, like, because at that point she's a victim. She's a victim of my failure as a parent to be present enough to stop those things from happening. But at the same time, you can't really blame the parents, you know what I mean? Because you got to work that 9 to 5 to pay them bills. A lot of them nowadays, you got to work over 9 to 5 to pay the bills, especially if you alone. If you a single parent, it's impossible to, you know what I mean? Damn near impossible to survive without a second parent in the house. You know what I mean? So, and especially without a village, you're not paying for no childcare and on a single income plus a rent plus a no, and living even decent. No, it's not happening. So I think these are things that we got to be wary of and take care of these young black women who are going through this. And I know that there are programs out there to help them, but I think we need to start better programs to help young women, keep young women away from practice safe sex and keep young women away from that. Having pride in their body and cherishing their temple, you know what I mean? And I don't know, maybe it'll take just changing the narrative. We got to stop pushing these female artists and not stop pushing them. I think they're necessary for grown people. Grown people can listen to that shit all they want, but playing that shit around your kids, I say that a lot in videos, but don't do it, please, because it's just breeding that in their mind that it's okay for them to do. You know what I mean? It's okay for them to act that way. It's okay for them to have that attitude with life. And that grown-up things that they're talking about in these songs is the things that they should be worried about, because we all wanted to be grown when we were little. We all had that want to be grown type shit. Not everybody, but I'm sure a lot of us know, you know what I'm talking about. And I also want to say that black men, it's our responsibility to play a big role in helping heal the black woman, like, because we played a huge role in demeaning and degrading them and degrading the self-esteem of the black woman, especially with the music, the way we talk to women, the culture we bred around women, the way we think about women, you know, accepting pimp culture, which I'm guilty of, you know what I mean? I'm guilty. I love me some sugar free, you know what I mean? Some easy to pee, you know what I mean? I'm not holier than thou. I'm not saying I'm trying to act like, sitting here trying to act like I got all the answers and I know everything. These are just suggestions that we could talk about in the comments and hopefully come to a better thing. But yeah, I think maybe black men and black women, maybe we need, I don't know, some type of healing sessions where we can have black men and black women come together and black men express to black women how beautiful they are and how great they are, and we start expressing this in the music more and expressing this, especially to young women, you know what I mean? Showing young women imagery of them being depicted as beautiful, them being depicted, because these things are important to a child's psyche, the most formative years of their life and the development of their brain. And all they're hearing is bitch, hoe, slut, da 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 da. You know what I mean? Like, we can't. I mean, and it's not. I'm just saying we gotta find a way to fix it, guys. Let's keep going.
I swear, parents don't hold no accountability for nothing at all. None whatsoever. I might be wrong for what I said and how I handle things, but if it starts with you to hold some kind of accountability for something, then maybe we could break generational curses in black families. Parents always be quick to want to be like, oh, I did the best I can. No, the fuck you did not. You did not do the best you can. You did the bare fucking minimum. You did the bare minimum. You didn't pay attention to your child. You didn't see if your child needed help. You didn't try the best you could to be there for them. You didn't try to prepare a better future for them, nor did you try to teach them anything. All you said was, oh, don't do that because this might happen, or whoop-de-whoop, but you never even set the example. It's one thing to tell your children not to do something, but it's to set the example and actually show them what not to do, not just tell them. And if you see that your children need help young, you don't fucking ignore it. If you see a child trying to commit suicide or needed to go to the hospital or anything, you don't try to act like, oh, they just want attention. You go seek help. You find out what is actually wrong with them, what's going on with them. But you too busy worrying about your own motherfucking life and your own happiness to where you don't get your children no help. And now when you become an adult and you have to express yourself and you got to tell them what you have to tell them and get it off your chest so you can move on with your life, they don't want to hear it and they don't want to hold no accountability. I might be wrong for the text message that I sent, but it's only the truth, and that's why it hurt. And I told my mama, I said to her, I said, you and my daddy thought it was a good decision to have a child. What the fuck made y'all do that? I didn't say it in those words, but I did say it because she didn't have any more children. She aborted the rest of them. So why the fuck you thought it was a great idea to have me? That's what I want to know. And then after you had me, nothing about my growing up process was easy. Nothing about my growing up process was caring. Nothing about it was normal at all. It was not normal. And she blamed me for not wanting to be in the household with her or wanting to be here, there. Baby, you didn't even supply what I needed for me to even have a stable environment. And what did I do? I didn't break the generational curse. I went right ahead and followed you and did the same shit you did and had fucking children for a nigga that is not shit. Yeah, my daddy was that. He was a good man. Don't get me wrong. I had a good father, but my father was older and my father was very sick and he couldn't be here very long for me. But what made you was my mama. So what made you think it was a good idea for you to do what you did, and you didn't even fix it after that? And now that I'm coming to you and I'm telling you what I'm feeling and I'm asking you to be here for me and hold accountability so we can break these generational curses, and the first thing you say is that I didn't listen and that's not got nothing to do with her and I'm trying to make you feel some type of way, you should fucking feel some kind of way. You should. That's where it starts at. Hold accountability. At least say you sorry for your role in all of this bullshit. But no, we don't do that in black families, and that's the fucking reason why we where we at right now. That's why we where we at.
Now, she's right, guys. parents say they did their best, but a lot of them didn't fucking do their best. You know what I mean? They did the best that they could while trying to still do them. Yeah, I mean, and some more of my Negro psychology, but in this climate, I feel like it's hard for capitalism sitting around, hanging over our head, the materialism, the keeping up with the Joneses mentality. It all leads to a parent feeling like they're missing out on their life by giving their life to their kid. It's no longer fulfilling to have a child, and that's why I feel like birth rates are going down. People aren't having kids because what's the point anymore? It's not fulfilling. You can live a better life without one. And like I said earlier, capitalism is all about you. It's all about what you want. It's all about you getting ahead. It's all about you being able to show them. So, personal gain. So, if you're trying to get ahead, why would you have a child? And there's a lot of people who make mistakes. They're irresponsible because they were never taught responsibility. It's not like some people make mistakes and they were taught responsibility. Some people were never taught responsibility, and so they make mistakes. And you get children. A lot of people lock in and they're going to handle their mistakes like a responsible adult. But that doesn't mean that they don't still feel like they're missing out on life. Because I go through the same thing with my mother. Like, my mother's one of those people that, like, she's a Pisces, and I don't know if that's it, but she, no matter what you tell her, she'll do that crybaby shit. Like, I don't know if I even say, Mom, like, yeah, I like the chicken, but it just, you know, it was a little salty. Oh, so I can't cook no more. I don't know how to cook anymore type shit. Like, that's a little, that's me just giving an example, but that's how it is. Like, you can't criticize anything without them taking it to the extreme and try to guilt trip you into taking back your words or apologizing for just trying to give your honest opinion. You know what I mean? And so you got to walk on the eggshells to be honest around your parent, which is crazy. First off, I don't know how to fix that problem. Because if I did, I would have done it. But parent and child relationships, the way I've dealt with mine, because I see a lot of people who have a lot of childhood trauma from their parents, and I'm not saying I had the best parents in the world or the worst parents in the world, but I do have some childhood trauma, you know what I mean? But the way I deal with it is to understand that we're all just here for the first time, you know what I mean? Nobody's getting parenting lessons as a child, you know what I mean? Your parents didn't prepare you to be a parent, you know what I mean? They parented you. And that was supposed to be the lesson on how to be a parent. But most of us, we got so much trauma for how we were parented that there's no way we're going to copy what we were parented. So most of us is just starting over from scratch. We're trying to do it differently. We're trying to add our own spin onto parenting of what we've seen of parenting, trying to take away the bad things, the aspects that made us. And none of that, you'll never get the perfect formula to be a perfect parent. There is not one. But I think we can, as the elder generation, you got to start yourself in criticism. And I try to do that with my kids too. If there's anything they got to say to me, I'll accept it. Even though it might piss me off, I'll accept it. Yeah, I mean, you might not eat tonight. No, I'm just playing, guys. That was a fucking joke. That was a joke. But I feel like that's why I feel like you can either be a person that you hold on to that trauma, or you just get an understanding that nobody's perfect. There's nobody who could have raised you perfectly. So you even trying to compare your life, and we do a lot of comparing too. Don't try to compare your life to, oh, well, my other friend, their parents put them in football and was present, it was there, and it probably was beating them behind the doors, or every family has their own problem. You know what I mean? So don't try to compare yourself. Just love yourself. That's it. Love yourself. Forgive your parents for what they did, because you'll be the one holding on to that pain. And just look at it as they didn't know what they were doing, but it's a lesson for you to do better and structure your parenting. And then start teaching your kids how to parent by teaching them how to be responsible for themselves, giving them options, giving them choices, teaching them what it's like to be an adult. Of course, not at a young age, but as they start to get into that adult age, these things need to be taught before they leave your house, if they're going to leave your house. Because I prefer mine to stay if they want to. We can all grind together, come up. But you know what I mean? Like, if they're going to leave your house, at least give them the tools to be an adult. You know what I mean? To be a true adult. That's what I feel like another thing the Black community is missing. But it's been your boy Hendo. I appreciate y'all for coming through. Please like, comment, subscribe. Hype this video up if you want to share the fact that we're trying to spread awareness on the Black problems in the Black family, while also trying to give solutions. And please give me some of your solutions in the comments. I'll truly appreciate it. Because, you know, your boy trying to grow. And I grow, you grow. We in this community together. I appreciate y'all. And we out.